What's going on YouTube, DU546? I'm going to keep this pretty straightforward. Right now it is the fourth quarter, the beginning of the fourth quarter, 15 minutes left in the fourth quarter. We haven't seen any fourth quarter play. Dallas has the ball with the opportunity to go down the field. They're at the 50 right now. Guys, this isn't a typo. It's 33 to nothing. And if Dak is running play action, he's taking a deep shot. And they just got a first down. So they could go up 40 to zip. Dallas could go up 40 to zip. And what a frustrating way to start this season off after a bunch of good games today, after some competitive games today. I was excited. I was pumped up, man. I was pumped up. I was pumped up. And I really wish that the Giants would just take their starters out at this point, down 33 zip in the fourth quarter, because we don't need anything happening to any of our starters. Let Dallas get their fantasy stats so they can be a top 10 offense. Just let them do it. But pretty much this game is very simple. The Giants started this game off on fire, running the football, establishing the line of scrimmage. We ran the ball over and over and over again all the way down the field. Then we get a false start on 3rd and 2 at like the 14-yard line from Andrew Thomas. And then we get a bad snap from JMS that puts us at, 4th and 17 or something like that. And then we get a field goal block that goes for a touchdown. So we go from possibly going up 7 to nothing to going down 6 to nothing because they missed their extra point. And then we throw an interception that goes into Saquon's hands and pops out and gets returned for a touchdown, which, by the way, I'm sure for all you Daniel Jones haters, by the way, this interception is actually Daniel Jones' first pick six of his career, which is something else. So anyway, that happens, and we're down 13 zip, and the defense hasn't even touched the field. So I'm just kind of looking up as I see this happen. But the defense hadn't even touched the field, and we're down 13 nothing. So the defense gets out there, they give up a field goal, so we're down 16 nothing. And then the offense continues to get the ball back. They went away from the run, which was working that first drive, and they went and they kept trying to run this play action pass, kept trying to run it. And Evan Neal, I just didn't want to do this because Evan Neal is a hard worker. By the way, the Dallas Cowboys are inside the 20-yard line. They can make this 40 to nothing as I'm talking. So Evan Neal is a hard worker. Evan Neal is not doing this from lack of effort. He's not mailing it in. He's just not doing that. But Evan Neal right now is not playable at right tackle as a starter. I don't know if he's scared of the Dallas Cowboys uniform or if he's just going to be this bad every week. But Evan Neal is not playable at the right tackle spot. You can't do it because he cannot get hands on people. He looks like Eric Flowers out there. He looks like Nate Solder out there. He's falling down. He's getting confused on stunts. He's just not getting his hands on guys. And then you got Glowinski over there that should be able to kind of settle things down for him. But Glowinski is playing off of Evan Neal, and he's just, just softly patting guys, softly, not blocking. Glowinski looks bad. He looks good sometimes, and he looks bad sometimes. But Evan Neal just looks bad today. And that's what happened. Play action after play action, sack after sack. Luckily, Daniel Jones didn't fumble anything. There was no fumbles. But I don't know how many times he got sacked today. Let's pull up. I got the stats in front of me. 6 sacks today for Daniel Jones. 12 rushes, 42 yards, which shows how many times he had to run away from pressure. A couple of design runs went nowhere. Just a disgusting first game for the Giants. They already pretty much benched Darren Waller as far as getting him out of the game. Take the rest of the starters out. The Dallas Cowboys are not 33, 40 points better than the Giants. They've got us mentally beat at this point. It just kind of snowballed and it's out of hand at this point. But They're not 40 points, 33 points better than us. Now, that, like I said, to look at the stats, Waller was a leading receiver with 36 yards, and he had a 22-yard catch, and he made a couple of really good catches. And the Cowboys are up 40-0 on Cavonte Turpin, and they have not even used their guy Deuce. They haven't used him. So the Cowboys are up 39-0 right now. If they kick a field goal, they're up 40-0. I don't remember being a Giants fan being down 40-0. I just don't. And we've had a lot of primetime blowouts. Like we lost to the Saints 50-something-20 or something like that. And Eli Manning like broke the completion numbers or something, consecutive completions or something. We didn't do anything today on offense. We might as well not have played. 40-0 is unheard of. But this is what happens when your team is shook, when your team comes out and has no spine against the division rivals that they lose to every year. And then let's talk about the rain. Let's talk about the rain. First off, and this is just kind of funny to me, it's raining out there. And every time the Cowboys get the ball, the rain slows down and it slows down to a drizzle. Every time the Giants get the ball, the rain is pouring down raining. And I'm not saying that somebody's using a weather machine, but I just think that's just really strange. And this isn't me like insinuating anything. I just think it's really strange how that worked out. Is that every time the Giants got the ball, the rain is pouring down, which is no excuse. But it just shows what kind of day it is. It just shows that it just wasn't the Giants' day today. And I think it showed once you get a field goal block and you come back and you throw a pick six that goes out of one of your best players' hands and gets returned for a touchdown, it's not your day. It's just not your day. And we got to do something about that right side of the offensive line. We have got to do something about that right side because they can't get it done. They're not playable. Maybe Lewinsky beside another tackle is playable, but right now we need to start thinking like, do we want to move Evan Neal to guard? Is he just a bust? Is he not going to play anywhere for us? Is he going to be a swing tackle for us that we develop over the next couple years? But do we want to move Evan Neal to guard probably this offseason and just have him just stay in that box so he doesn't have to worry about his feet? Or do we want to, we got to draft a tackle or we got to pay a tackle because Evan Neal right now as a player is not playable. And it's one thing if you say like you draft a tackle, he's going to take time to become a good player. He's just going to take time. But there's no improvement there. I could see if he goes from being the worst tackle in the league as he was last year, because I assume because he was hurt. But now he's supposed to be healthy and he's still the worst tackle in the league. I can see going from that to all of a sudden just being like decent, where he goes against some Pro Bowl guys and he gets whooped. But you're going against Dorrance Armstrong, you're going against Dante Fowler, and you're just getting whooped. You're not winning any reps. You can't get hands on him. And we drafted this guy in the top 7. And I've just always taken solace to say, like, okay, we passed on Micah Parsons. We didn't take him. And this is not on Joe Shane because this isn't Joe Shane's pick. But we passed on Micah Parsons. But we were able to leverage one of those picks to make sure that we got a tackle and an edge rusher who's not as good as Micah, but can still be a Pro Bowl edge. And we got a tackle that's going to start for us. But we don't have a tackle that can start for us because he's not operable. He's just not operable. So I'm expecting to see Tyrod Taylor come out here after the Cowboys are gone up 40-0. And I guess maybe I can update the scoreboard as I'm filming this post-game reaction as I would on stream. But the Cowboys are literally beating us 40-0, and Daniel Jones is in the game. Why is he in the game? Who knows? And you got Hodgins, who fumbles the ball. So it's just that kind of day for the Giants. Hodgins catches like a 40-something yard pass, a 30-something yard slant, and then he fumbles the ball. So like I said, it's just that kind of day where the Giants have just given up, and it is what it is there, and that's a clean fumble from Hodgins. So again, um, bad day, bad day. So let's talk about Daniel Jones. I'm 10 minutes in. Let's talk about Daniel Jones. People are going to blame this game on Daniel Jones. People are going to say $160 million. Daniel Jones had one bad play. And I'm not saying he only had one bad play. I'm saying the one bad play that I would put on Daniel Jones that contributed to us losing is running out of bounds. And instead of throwing the ball away, you force it inside. And Gilmore is able to easily just jump that route and get an interception. That was atrocious. It was a bad play. Um, Other than that, Daniel Jones didn't have a shot today. And we saw Joe Burrow, one of my favorite players in the league, put up 80 yards today because Myles Garrett took over the game. Today, the Cowboys just took over the game on the defensive line, which is the same story that we've seen the last decade, pretty much, is that the Dallas Cowboys and the Eagles obliterate us on the defensive line, and we can't do much. We can't protect. So until we get a guy at both tackles, we got one on one side, but a guy on the right tackle that will at least allow us to run our offense. At least allow us to run a play action, and we don't have a guy immediately tackling the quarterback. We won't be able to do much on offense. We can have Jerry Jeudy, and I don't know why Jerry Jeudy came to my mind, but we can have Brandon Ayuk. This is the guy that Giants fans wanted. We can have Mike Evans, and we could line up Stephon Diggs, all three of those guys, and Darren Waller. We can line up all three of those guys and Darren Waller, and we won't be able to do anything because we can't throw the ball. And I just don't understand how difficult it is to understand for people that if your quarterback is running a play action or he's dropping back and he's immediately at the bottom of his drop getting hit, how can you put that on the quarterback? How? So that's all I have to say about that. I'm not going to make this a back and forth thing. I'm not going to jump on Twitter and argue with people that are blaming this on Daniel Jones. Let's just get ready for Arizona. We got to win that game. They got a pass rush that was looking good today. So we got to make sure this doesn't happen again. And maybe that means that Evan Neal just doesn't play again for us. So we got whooped today. Sorry for anybody that went to this game, but that's my post-game reaction in the fourth quarter as the Giants are down 40-0. They need to call this. They need to just call the game so players can get out of here without getting hurt on both sides. It's raining. No point in playing this game.